everything.
We're going live. We're going live with this. Just to
Okay,
see. Right, right. We are on session 59 now. Nearly at the 6-0 mark. And I believe we've just peer pressured Todd into doing the catch up on the spot, right?
Is he doing a social media catch up?
Yeah, you can do a social
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you keywords, Todd, and
Yeah.
you can puzzle together what the fuck we did.
Okay, go for keywords, go.
Entering the cave.
At Chester 1, author, bard, sexy, manscaper, official, authenticated by Twitter, or Tweeter, as it might be called. I have 120 characters. Dark cave. I once had sex with a giantess. It reminded me of her.
Okay, that had nothing to do with what we did.
Next keyword, go.
Mirror portal.
Shiny surface. Saw myself. Quiff looked good. All is well.
Hello, apologies.
Next keyword.
Alive.
Troll King.
Many faces. Could consider that look myself in a couple of years. Perhaps it'll come back in fashion in September. Next.
Dryad.
Woman looks mildly pleasing to the eye, but I'm not sure if she'll make me turn into a mushroom. Next.
Starlit Stones.
Big shiny stones in the sky, but I can feel that apple writhing in my stomach. Next tweet. Run out of characters. Donald Trump's a twat. Next. I'm gonna go and get me one of those there shiny stones. Next.
Void Dragon. ...
It's interesting when one is faced with one's mortality. Next tweet. Some say you have a flash of life before your eyes.
Yeah.
Others say I just ate an apple, so fuck you guys. Next tweet.
I don't think Chester understands what the apple did. That was the
He
end of the session. You've done it all.
That was a tag team catch up.
It was well done. And if you remember, you all got your maximum inspirations increased by 4 because you witnessed such beauty in the Feywild. So,
Increased by 4.
oh, 2-4, sorry. 2-4. Alright, I'm gonna have to be careful with my wording here because Rocket's gonna lawyer the shit out of me.
It's like wish lawyering.
Yeah.
Do we get any new cool inspiration abilities? Now we've got.
It's weird that you mention that, but I am in the middle of just adding 3 more. But I'll have to think about them a little bit more before I.
Not added them yet. Fair dues.
Is it 4 inspiration points? The nearest void dragon dies.
It is not. Yes, the void dragon had crashed into the way out, collapsed in that archway, and had shouted something along the lines, very intimidating in a deep husky voice, "Prepare to die!" And that's when I need y'all to roll some initiative once I've moved to the new map.
Oh, fear it.
So Void Dragons, right? They're the weakest dragons. I got that right.
They are. They must be.
Well known in the dragon community to be the bitch of the dragon community. One of the dragon story.
I hear they wear glasses and instead of hoarding gold, they collect worms.
Alright. So we got Makra, Elzef, Zerxel.
I'm just loading up my character sheet because it
Elsef
takes
is just ready. Elsef planned for this. Elsef got this all figured out.
Elsa was born ready.
Elsef did the risk analysis and was like, yeah, a Void Dragon is gonna show up. I'll be ready for that.
As always, Liam, my token is not yet linked to my sheet, so my initiative is...
I've actually been trying. It won't fix it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I believe you.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that just isn't like.
Can you
working.
create me a duplicate of my sheet and see if that works?
I will do when. I tell you what, remind me before to do it either on Sunday during What's Last Dungeon or after this session.
Okay.
My question to you, Arne, is do you need an initiative to stand there and watch us die?
I mean...
Alright, so Elzef, you're up first. This thing is huge. Bigger than any dragon you've ever heard of or ever seen. And it stands there, its shimmering coat of blues and yellows and all the colours of a nebulous, gassy star.
Okay. I didn't think I'd be up first because my initiative is kind of shit.
You rolled a 24.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Soza, I need to do mine, sorry.
I mean, Elsif is just gonna spread out a bit so the breath doesn't hit all of us.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
And then plunk down a cannon by spending a first level spell slot.
Do you know what? I've just worked out I can push the whole Roll20 screen to my TV, and now I can look at my character sheet and the dice rolls and the map at the same time.
And the cannon.
Charles finally coming to the world of multi-monitor.
I'm not gonna. You're not gonna have to wait anymore. Like while I do stuff.
Well,
I mean, that's a bit of a stretch.
Let's see first.
Yeah, let's actually see. First.
21 for 14 damage.
Give me a second.
And the machine moves, I guess, yeah.
Move the machine. Yep, you are in range.
I checked that.
Alright, so you strike it, and Xerxil and Neros, you hear something as it struck. The ping of something strange. I'm going to whisper you both. Xerxil gets it first.
I'm an alien.
But it's very quiet. Right. So Chester Decker, it's your turn.
Let's go. Oh, fuck. We seem to have ballsed up here. And he's going to leap and bound down to this here platform.
Yep.
And check his range for things. Did I use Disintegrate last game?
You did.
Oh, you certain?
I even reminded you to drop it from 13 to 12.
I did drop it.
Alright,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's do this. I'm going to hit it with a... No, I'm not. I can't hit from there. Right, I'm going to run. Okay, let's work out how long I've got.
Just run. just gonna run.
Oh no, do I still have fly on me?
Yes.
Which moves my movement to what, good Liam?
60 foot.
60 foot, indeed. Look at me go. See you later, Macra, you slow piece of shit. I'm gonna move here.
Towards the dragon.
And I am going to see if I can hit him with... no, I can't. I can't do much, to be fair. Unless anyone knows offhand the range of lightning bolt.
120 feet?
Yep,
Cool.
you can get him.
I'll pop a candle of Osiris then.
Alright, so you blow up the candle, and I'll roll a dex save. Alright, now roll 8d6. Yeah, and it seems to be a good hit. It is unable to dodge out of the way of it.
That's
Nice.
right, I'm a flying lightning guy. So that'll end my turn there, I guess. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna use an extended brag on Xerxil. When you get these powers, you'll be like a lizardy god.
Alright, so it would have used a legendary action to move to this position. That was its legendary action. Its actual action, it opens its mouth, and Chester, can you make a perception check?
Oh shit.
That's not one you want to hear.
Did you notice how fast this perception check was, by the way? Because it was already
we did.
motherfucking opened.
God, it's evolving before our eyes.
No!
Yeah. In a minute, I'm gonna work out how I can do the maths on my sheet.
Alright, as its mouth opens inside Chester, you see something strange. A light, like the blaze of like a dying star, and then these lasers shoot out of its mouth, striking you for 34 force damage.
Is that 34?
Yeah, and Laniros and Elzef can make an Arcana check at that. Alright, Laniros, about to whisper you.
Oh, that's a shame.
Right.
Nearly crit.
Yeah, you'd be able to tell what he ate for breakfast if you got that wrong.
I assume us, depending on what time of the day is it right now.
True. Yeah, that's very true.
And then you hear from inside its weighty chest, this husky voice go, "You're all going to die! Ha ha! From the powerful Void Dragon!"
It's a fake fucking void dragon, isn't it?
Your turn.
Is it just 3 gnomes in a suit?
It's fucking 3 gnomes in a trance suit.
I was gonna say it didn't hit as hard as I thought it was gonna hit. These bellends.
Fucking Feywild.
It's a fucking sock puppet. I knew it looked dodgy.
Alright, so Macro, what are you up to?
Oh fuck, there's my go. Sorry, I'm miles away.
Yeah, that's
Right, I'm just gonna run up towards it. Yeah, so I've got 8 and 16 if I dash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh! Can I run, jump? Actually, it does. It's within my movement speed. How high is this cliff up? I'm on here now.
It's a climb of about like 8 to 10 feet.
So it's up to about 10 foot up now. How tall's the dragon's? Tall's the dragon?
About 20. So yeah, you could probably.
I'm gonna run, jump, try and jump on his head.
Alright, cool. Alright.
What do I need to do to
make
successfully pitch myself?
Well,
Dragon's
you could-
dogma, bitch.
First things first. At the start of each of your turns, I'm going to require an athletics check to stay on. But that's about it. So you can leap that distance anyway. So you land on top of it.
I got once a morning. I got really pissed off, and get ready to give him a kicking next turn. That's me done.
Are you pissed off because in 60 sessions this is the first time you've mounted a big creature?
Yeah, I am.
Alright, Macro, the tail comes up, cracks you in the chest for a total of 16 bludgeoning.
Oh, I feel like he's that's a nuisance.
Well,
So 16 reduced to 8.
yeah, reduced to 8. And then we're over to Xerxel's turn.
Not before I twat him back using my reaction.
Oh, alright.
I've hammered down onto his head.
Alright, that's a good hit. And
Do I get advantage being on his head?
no, you do not. However, as you strike down, sparks come flying up off of its scales.
It's made out of fucking metal!
Or dragon skills.
Oh, Xerxel.
Spook goes up, and we'll give him the ruin.
Oh, you're going in for it.
Yeah, why not, eh? Why not?
Jesus, even with that plus constitution, you said, Rocket, that, all of my bosses have high constitution, but even with high constitution, it fucked it up. It is ruined.
Good. And Spook can... Oh, good slap, good slap.
Yep, and the necrotic damage seems to really, really do well against it. And the thing is, Spook goes... And you see parts of the starlit exterior vanish away from it, revealing a grey kind of scale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know it's just gnomes and a robot by now.
Laniros, it's your turn. Oh, wait, I am going to take a legendary action, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And you're struck again with the tail for 25 bludgeoning. Macro.
How much again?
25.
Done.
Oh
12.
no, wait, sorry, that's 24, so that's easily
12 anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And then we're over to Laniros.
Yes, now you see this was going to go very differently, but I think you guys ended up very lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I've always told you not to expect, like, you're in the Feywild. I'm doing my best to subvert expectations.
Fuck me, you are Game of Thrones writers. Fucking Arya Stark's going to drop out of nowhere in a minute and fucking kill it.
I didn't want to be salty this evening, Curtis. See
what was going to happen if it actually turned out to be a void dragon was I was just going to dimension door Zoxer me out and be like, bye.
And bye.
You know, purposefully angering a god and all. Not the best idea. Even here.
We don't subscribe to the idea of dragons as god.
Well, no, but it could be an avatar, right?
Zerxel does.
I mean, yeah,
Also,
but
there's that.
since when is Zerxel the...
No. I'll cast slow on it.
Ah. Give me a second. I need to...
Khan's gonna have no ace. They ruin the slow.
Alright. Need to look this up.
2 secs.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, the slow would work. It's what type of saving throw is slow again? Is it?
It's wisdom.
Okay. And your DC is?
Uh, 17.
Alright, so it just passes. Rolls a 17.
Okay.
And you notice something very peculiar is the slow seems to, like, ripple across its body. That it seems to have some sort of magical resistance for sure.
Okay.
Alright, is that the end of your turn, Linus?
I will move over here.
Alright.
That's it.
And then the tail swings out and smacks Spook for 14 bludgeoning damage. The attacks are considered magical.
That's rude.
And then we're
That'd be magical to be this big, to have a machine this big.
Alright, so Elzef.
Death Machine goes brrrr. That's not a very high roll.
Ah,
The thing goes
Yeah.
rat.
it misses.
If it goes brr, I think you need to make it a flying one.
Yep, the ballista sinks into the dragon scale, the starlit dragon scales, but doesn't seem to hurt it.
And then we're gonna do a good old-fashioned web.
Nice.
It rolled a natural 1 for the web.
It is webbed, my dear.
He's an incapacitated boy.
Nice restraint.
Very strange. It's covered in web. And Macro, you can hear a voice, like, slightly, not husky, but different, going, fat shit! Ah, fat!
No!
Alright.
You bastards, we won't break you, robot.
Chester Decker, it's your turn.
Has Chester worked it out yet that
No.
has he heard the voice?
No, I made you make a perception check when its mouth opened, but you didn't see anything.
Okay. That means he's going to go all out. Fear not, for I shall slay it. Hit with a gangbang blade.
Alright, so
Not a very good one either.
it hits and deals 38 damage, and now you can put yourself within 5 feet of it.
And then I will. I haven't edited it from last one, but I will do. I'll -2 here. I will explanabrag Macra. Hit it in the head. That's all he's willing to give at this point in time, though.
Okay, so is at the end of your turn. Sorry, it's now the dragon's turn, and it brings its mouth up and goes, "Feel the wrath of the void dragon!" And can Elzef make a dexterity saving throw, please?
I mean, it's not a real dragon, but Elsif doesn't know that, so I'm gonna use Flash of Genius for this. Where is Dex? There it is. At 25.
And what you see, everyone, is that as the mouth opens, something is hurled out of the mouth like a small ball, and then a fireball goes off next to Elzef for 28 fire damage, half to 14.
Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
Macross, your turn.
Do not look at the gnomes inside the mouth. This bad boy is webbed up into it, so I got advantage on it.
Yes, you do.
Wow. 14. Wow, that's a bad one. And a 30. A 14 hit.
The 14 does not hit, even with the ruin, I'm afraid.
Bastard. 30 for 16.
Yep, that's a good hit.
Get out, you little fuckers! Surrender, and the robot survive.
I am the powerful Void Dragon Zolt! You will all perish! Alright.
Oh yeah, I need to make a athletic check to stay on the dragon.
Oh yeah, you did, sorry, yeah.
But there's been no apparent advantage of staying on the dragon so far. I guess I'm on him now.
Alright, just make an athletics check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to stay on.
That's me rolling a 3. Absolute pish.
Mm-hmm. And then the tail comes up and whacks you around the back of the head for 15 bludgeoning.
Bastard. Breaking your toy.
Alright, so Xerxil, you're up.
Give it the old cackly touch.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good hit.
But robots are immune to necrotic damage.
No, they're not. Alright, so at the end of your turn, the tail lashes out and strikes... Sorry, Spook. For 15 bludgeoning. And then we're over to Laniros.
Remember that it is restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it has disadvantage, I think.
It rolled a 60, so...
Oh.
Spook's got like 11 AC.
Rules question.
Yeah.
I tried looking up, but I couldn't find it. If your spell doesn't affect anything, doesn't break your concentration, does it? You can still concentrate on it, even though it's pointless, right?
I guess so. I guess like with Fairy Fire, you can like use it. And
Then it
despite-
just doesn't affect anything, and I'll just keep it up, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
If you want to. Okay. Relevant because I gain bonuses if I maintain concentration on stuff. So
Oh.
I want to maintain the concentration on my slow, even though it's not affecting me. It's fine. Completely pointless, but hey, let's leave that for another day. Well, Fireball it is, I guess. So, an 18 for 26.
Okay, so as you go to Firebolt, you see something open on the side of its chest, a little slab. And you see a pair of eyes, and then hands move, and your cantrip just gets counterspelled.
Okay. I'm counterspelling the counterspell.
Yeah, fair enough.
Go away.
Yeah, you hit. Shit!
I also gain a power surge.
Alright, and as it strikes it hits through, it goes into the shutter. As it shuts, and you hit. Alright, so 26 damage. Alright, nice. What does a power
that's my
surge do? Does it do extra damage?
Oh. No, I gain a power surge because I counterspelled something.
Alright.
And then I can use power surge to give bonus damage to spells that I cast at some point.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Chester, you're going to get a claw. As a legendary action, and you are struck for 15 slashing damage as it slams down and manages to push you up against the cliff face.
As he's kind of like getting ground against the rock, he'll just be like, I'm not sure this is a dragon. Just like casually batting away one of like the claw thumbs or something.
Elzef, you're up.
Have we all realized it at this point, or...?
I don't know, except you. I mean, Xerxil and Aliros, because they were so close to it at the start, heard something strange.
I mean, the web is still in effect, so Alpha is just gonna shoot it with the death machine. Oh no, apparently not.
It is restrained.
Why not? It's a 20.
Info ranged attacks?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's not prone.
Oh, good.
Yep.
That's 17 then.
Yep, it's a
And
good
we're
hit.
gonna arc bolt it.
God, Adrian not knowing rules like that. What a
I'm
shame.
afraid that it passes the saving throw.
Oh, that is a shame. I end my turn.
However, as the Force Ballista strikes it, you can all... There's a crack up its scales, and there's some sort of mist emanating from the cracks. Some would say steam.
Oh my god, we have to not destroy this and keep it.
Right.
Just a question: Did it make the deck save with disadvantage?
Yeah, it rolled a 1919.
All right, okay, just check.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Alright, Chester Decker.
Let's get amongst it. I can probably finish it off with a good blow from my loot. I will. Yeah, he's gonna see if he can do this. I'm gonna see. Can he spot any of like the weird little kind of appendages or?
You can make a perception check.
Oh shit!
Okay, so as its claw that had struck you lifts up, you can see rivets and plates of steel on the bottom of its claws, like the palm where the palm should be.
Gonna. But he doesn't see any sort of like organism or anything like that.
No, you're not at
Okay.
the right height.
Yeah, I can see within range. I can't then. In which case, I am going to hit it with a complassault. That's some good welding. Some excellent rivet work.
It doesn't seem to affect it.
Would make sense. And my turn.
Alright, so at the end of your turn, it will use its last legendary action of the turn. And the tail bonks Macro on the head for 18 bludgeoning.
For fuck's sake!
Well, down to 9, of course. And then on its turn, like, you may be all still laughing at what it is, but it can still pack out some damage. And then at that moment, I'll need... It can't turn. Fuck. Okay, can Elzef make another dexterity saving throw?
Oh man, it really just fucking hates Elsa. Oh right, Chester isn't flying anymore because web is a concentration spell. Let's not forget that. 26, get wrecked.
Yeah, so half this. Its mouth opens again, and a lightning bolt shoots out for a total of 33 damage, halved.
But still...
That also hits the robot, by the way.
I guess I'll do a save with
Yeah.
the robot. Give me a second. Dex save, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. I pressed it, why is it not? Okay.
So they both take 60. So you and the robot.
Robot's still standing.
Yeah, Macra.
Macro brings his hammer down on it twice and starts.
Kopesh, but yeah.
Why I still stood on the dragon. 28 for 17. Oh, and a crit.
Alright, 17. Nice. Yeah, it's a crit.
Oh, God. Can I smite yet? I can't. I
No,
can't
you
smite
used
yet.
it.
Yeah,
You did use it. You haven't had a long rest yet.
I think we had a long rest,
No.
but I don't think it's been dawn yet.
Oh no, wait! You did get it back because you had a short rest inside the coral throne, and you get one
Yeah,
after you
it's
get.
got a short rest, which is a long rest, but I don't get it back on a long rest. I get it back every dawn. That's what.
Oh yeah, that was what it was, wasn't it? Right. So at the end of your turn, Macro, it will use. It uses one of its legendary actions, opens its mouth, and twists its head round and fires an acid arrow towards Laniros. Laniros, it looks like it's going to strike you. Fuck. And just poof, the acid just bursts in midair.
Oh, sorry, no, I can't because it's not
Your turn
didn't
yet.
start of my turn yet. Yeah, sorry.
So it hits you for
Just scrap that.
13 acid damage.
Well, looks like it's gonna hit. Then I don't have
Alright,
that either.
so
Don't
then,
mind
yeah.
me. I'm dumb. So it hits me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's okay. You bring up the shield and it strikes the shield.
No, because I can't shield either because it's.
Oh yeah, because the reaction. Yeah, so you're struck with 13 acid damage.
Yep.
Such rule mistakes.
Xerxil.
Might as well just keep up the same thing. We will cackle and touch.
Sounds like a Friday evening.
Yep.
That's a good hit. What's
That's
Todd?
with AC 19, right?
What's Todd doing? I can just hear some tapping.
Oh, sorry. I was tapping away at something.
What do you mean AC 19? Yeah, it hit you for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And Xerxil, your cantrip goes off, and as you do, Xerxil, you notice that there's a popping sound, and metal bits fly everywhere. Cogs explode outwards. Steam issues forth from its belly, and as the front half falls away and Makrar goes with it, as it all falls apart, Makrar, you manage to stay upright and follow this avalanche of metal, steel, and rivets, sitting on a leather swivel chair with just 2 legs, a tail, and the back part of the wings and torso. It looks like to be a small creature surrounded by a circular just area of levers and knobs to twist, and he just goes fuck, shit, and the legs begin moving back and forward like pistons.
Love it.
At the end of your turn, Xerxil, it will shoot a gout of steam from one of the magical machinations in this weird golem towards Makrar. Makrar, can you make a Constitution saving throw? Alright, so you take...
I remember the last time I rolled over a 10 on a con check.
You take 18 fire damage as you're burst with hot steam, and he goes, ah! I can't control it! And he's just grabbing 2 levers that snap off in his hand.
I'll try and snap one of the legs to the side so it doesn't blow up on him.
Right, it's Laneros' turn. Alright, Laneros, you're up.
Oh, son.
Yes. Well, you can take another firebolt.
Yep, and this time strikes this half golem.
This time I will use one of my power surges.
Okay.
Dealing an extra 6 of force damage.
Alright. You notice that the web is covering one half of this mech, though, as well, and he's trying to escape from it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Is it still webbed?
Yeah.
Well, that makes it pointless to cast anything else. Death Machine shoots it.
You shoot it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and Elsef is gonna arc bolt the little dude.
Oh, you can arc bolt the gnome.
Yeah.
Alright, he manages to succeed.
God damn it. And turn.
Sorry. I am sorry. So Chester, it's your turn.
Okay. So do I see this little dude now, yeah?
Yeah, all the front part of it's fallen off, and Makrar is surrounded by this mountain of metal.
I'm going to hit him with this. Why don't you jump down and fight us like a man?
What's that? A wisdom save?
Yeah, I'm also going to make it very explicit. And by that I mean leave your leathery chair and jump down and hit us with your fists as opposed to anything else.
Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute for that.
It doesn't say that it will harm him in any way.
He goes, alright then!
There we go.
And okay, so on his turn, he leaps down. Give me a second to find a token because I didn't expect that. He leaps down and begins casting a spell. He follows you exactly to the word. Summons a big beast fist, and then goes to punch you with it.
That is glorious.
Perfect big beast fist as well for this scenario.
Sorry. And you are struck. Let me
That
see.
is glorious.
Yeah, you're struck with 14 force damage as it punches you clean against the side of the rock, and then does the middle finger in a big glittering glory.
I presume that is Tumble's character as well, which makes it amazing.
It's basically it's the same. Makrar, it's your turn. You notice that the mech has stopped moving, but it's still issuing forth steam from many ruptures.
I I'll go and disable the machine.
Alright.
The concussive force.
Oh! Even with advantage. Double
Brilliant.
ones.
Double ones. 30 for 21.
Yep, the 21's a good hit.
Try and dismantle it.
Yeah, you chop off. Well, you basically chop through the left leg, and one could say it's on its last leg.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Alright, however, I do need you to make another con save, Macros. Burst of shrapnel and heat come your way. Yeah, that's fine, so you half this, so it's only a total of 11 damage this time.
I rolled a 10. Still not higher than a 10, probably.
But it is Xerxel's go.
Do I need to reapply Ruin? What's the Ruin actually on?
On the Void Dragon Golem.
Okay. I'll reapply the Ruin to the gnome then, I guess.
Give me a second. He rolled on 19, so close, and he is ruined.
Good. That'll do. I suppose Spook can slap him. You can get over there, right?
Huh?
10, 20, 30, 40, just in range.
No! No! Please don't! Yep. No. That is exactly what you needed. Oh no, wait, he's got -4, so no, you did plenty. Shit! Please! No touchy! Right, so at the end of
Call me the Toucher.
at the end of Xerxel's go, it turns towards Spook and flings a firebolt that way. Strike Spook for 30 fire damage. It was a good roll.
Just move Spook over to the corner.
Yep.
He's down.
Yep, okay, so after that, we'll go to Lineros' turn.
Yep. And now some move forward slightly. And cast Hold Person.
Well, I'd have to be incredibly lucky to get this. No! He's just like, nah, please! I am the terrifying Void Dragon!
No, you're not.
I am Zolt!
That you might be.
Right, Elsef?
Elsef shoots the gnome. Nope.
It actually misses, despite it being...
Yeah, I've had no luck with rolls today. Let's see.
Misses with a 13.
Oh no, thank you. Yeah, it does hit, yep, because the ruin.
And also, he is paralyzed, so it's... No, that's it. Because he's not close, right?
Yeah.
There's an arc bolt
Yep, Arc Bolt hits.
for 25, and that's my turn.
Right.
Remember,
So-
guys, it's paralyzed, so auto crit if you're close.
Yeah, Chester Decker.
Okay.
He is begging. He's going, please! Oh, you can take anything! Let me live!
Begging? What, he's paralyzed?
Please!
Can't even speak.
Special Fey no magic. Please!
Ah, cheater.
Oh,
Doing it telepathically. That was what I was looking for.
how about we, you hit me with a middle finger, and I'll hit him with a confetti explosion.
Okay. Give me a sec. That would hit both the mech and it.
Yeah.
He fails the save, but the mech passes. Mech is looking bad. However, is that all you've got, Chester?
Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn now, I think.
Right, at that moment, you see that the mech falls mostly into the web, and its tail lashes out and goes. I need Wait, I'll see if I hit Macro. And Macro, you take 18 bludgeoning damage as the tail strikes you.
Oh, bastard. I'll hit him back for that indignity.
It's half to 9, of course. Woof woof.
Oh, it's still restrained, isn't it?
It is.
2 crits, nuts.
Yep, nice.
Well, that for a reaction, there. 37 damage.
Oh no, it's still paralysed. However, the tail does lash out and bonk you again, Macro. For a total of 14 bludgeoning. And we're over to Macro now.
And bonk it back twice. 18 for 19, 30.
Because there's no longer any ruin on it, the 18 misses, but the 30 does hit. Alright, anything else?
That's against the mech you're fighting, or?
Yeah, he's fighting the mech.
Alright, okay.
Oh, the golem, we should call it.
Golem.
I would like to point out, Macron, that it would be better to hit the paralyzed person while they're paralyzed. They can't keep this up forever.
Yeah, but this thing's more immediate threat. I'll actually use Chester's Explanabrag on that 18, you know. Just remember that bad boy.
Wowee. Holy fuck. It's like
Someone
Christmas
used
time.
an Explanabrag.
Jesus.
Is it 1d10?
Damn, that should be doubled.
Todd, is it 1d10?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's a 3.
I had to look it up myself then, because no one ever uses it.
Alright,
Just put it on it.
yep, yeah, hits.
Yeah, I had 19 damage.
Alright, so where we... Alright, so you might want to change the direction of the attack, because Macro is in the midst of this mech destroying it completely. It's gone.
What?
I didn't, because Curtis interrupted you, I didn't know where the target of this attack was going.
Oh, same as always. The guy that I ruined.
Okay, and as he does, as you use Insidious Touch, and he falls it. Despite being paralysed, he kind of goes like rigor mortis and falls back, and then you hear him go, "But my stones!"
Rise now, bitch.
And that's combat over. As the poor gnome curls up like a dying spider on the ground.
Well, that was uncalled for in your account.
I don't really know needed to die, but fucking stones, boy. Macro skips up the stairs with a hop, skip, and a jump.
Alright.
It does seem like we might as well take all stones now.
Macro sticks these 3 in his backpack. Alzef, you're going to grab the other 2.
I do believe we should utilize these now, as opposed to later.
How are we going to utilize them now?
The one that found it eats it is the rule, I do believe, in this certain situation.
Macro gives Chester his stone. Fucking have fun.
Excellent.
Alright, before we continue, did you read what they do?
I did read, yes.
It's in the
Chester
Discord.
doesn't know.
Yeah,
Are there any instructions with this? He just turns it over in his hands. I don't know how. I mean, he's read it. He just doesn't know how it activates.
Nope. Yeah, you're just turning it over, and you've got kind of a warm feeling from this thing.
Well, I'm going to start to concentrate on it.
All right. So you begin to basically sit down and use like a short rest to identify it, right?
Yeah. If people are sticking around, obviously, Chester.
Oh, there's no way out at the moment.
I'm going to have a little concentrate on it.
Okay. So what are the rest of you doing? In the eggs.
Also flies over and gets the remaining 2 stones.
Cool.
Right, I'll have 2 on the character sheet. One can be mine, one can be the one for the witch.
Yeah, Elsef puts one of the stones in her character sheet.
Alright. So, is that you giving it to the psychopath as well, Xerxil?
I don't mind if Zerxel gets. Elsef thinks very highly of Zerxel, so.
The only person in existence who does.
So yeah, one to Chester, one to Zerxel, and that's the stones allocated for now.
Are you guys spending an hour here to actually rest?
Can do. Ooh-wee.
Well, what was the other thing we need to get? Was it a floating? We still need to get some of that, don't we?
We did the E.T. rocks.
Yeah, the edible rocks, isn't it? Alright then. Well, we may as well chill here and then make our way to the other rocks that we need.
Sorry, boys, I need a wee. Oh,
No problem. So
that's okay.
if you are taking an hour, of course, I'd like to remind Laneros that he has a puzzle ball that he can do. The ingredients are in the Feywild, by the way. You needed a rattling rock, the heart of the Hydra, a golden apple, and a starlit stone.
Rattling rock, that was the one. That was the last thing we need now, isn't it? We've got everything.
Yes, we need to go to the garden of the Lady of Darkness.
Midnight bit. Yep.
I mean,
Same thing.
not quite, but close. Yes, I would like to work on the puzzle stuff.
Okay, so an hour goes by. You can all have a short rest. Macro gets a long rest. Oh no!
Well done.
Oh no! Right, let me read something. Right, so after spending an hour trying to turn the puzzle ball, trying to work out its intricacies, you feel like you're making progress, but then you look back and you kind of curse at yourself as you realise you've ruined it all. And as you put it down, it resets back to the beginning, and you lose the original charge.
Yep.
All right. So
Jesus. Good roll.
that was a good roll. I'm assuming like Chester's going to want to use some hit dice. He's like severely hurt.
He is severely hurt.
Yep. Ah, your chair's very loud.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think just my microphone is not noise cancelling. You're not used to that.
Right, Chester's going to use some motherfucking hit die.
All right. So you'll spend an hour as well. Like concentrate.
What happened to my? Did I concentrate on the egg enough? Or?
Yeah, I was just about to finish that, and you realise that what they can do, the Starlit Stones. Starlit Stones can be used to basically give a arcane spellcaster all of their spell slots back.
Beast.
Or if you're on 19th or 20th level, it can be used to give yourself a 10th level spell slot.
Do you mean 17th to 20th?
Is it a one-time get all spell slots back, or is it like, oh my god?
No, it's a one-time, obviously, and it's consumed. Same with the 10th level. I posted it in the Roll20 group if you want to read the rules.
Basically, make an artifact out of it, or you're daft.
So Chester has just consumed his stone and it's gone, yeah?
No, he said he was concentrating on it to identify it for the hour, right?
Okay.
It says here, with 1 minute's concentration while touching the spell, a spellcaster can restore all of his spent spell slots. This effect can only occur once per day.
Oh, it's meant to be consumed.
But that's not in the rule book, is it?
Skeleton's rulebook.
I was going to say, that's pretty OP, but no, if they get consumed, yeah, that makes much more sense.
They are meant to be consumed.
So has Chester learned what it does, but...
When it says only once per day, that means you can't just use multiple Starlit Stones to super boost an arcane spellcaster.
Oh, right. Hey, listen to this. This thing here, this shiny rock, returns all of our spell slots.
Yes, Master Decker, I identified it before we fought the dragon.
Not before me, you didn't. And that will be what's written in the history books.
Yeah, I think we should probably just turn them into magic items. You'd be very daft.
And yes, one of the things is they can be used as part of the ingredients, or the makeup of a legendary item.
This is why we were fighting about getting multiple after Elsef identified the first one. This is why we wanted multiple ones for multiple magical items.
You can use them on whatever you want.
Master Zerxil, I would not recommend eating the stone, but if you were so kind as to attempt to do it, I would be most grateful.
Okay, I'll let you know if I do.
It's like the size of him.
If you do, I would like notes on the feeling right after eating it, and possible, if you explode, the feelings right after exploding from, the explosion.
You can watch if you want.
Thank you.
Like one of the old Tango adverts. Fucking dropping him to the floor with a diver's helmet full of oranges.
Oh, Master Decker, if you attempt something stupid with the stone, please also inform me.
Like what?
I assumed you would come up with an idea.
Quite well. Chester whips out his quill. Dear diary. Elsef's a twat.
Right then, are we ready to go find ourselves some shambling rocks?
After you, Master Laneros.
Very well, but I recommend you behave yourselves differently when we get to Lady of Midnight.
Master Laneros, not to insult you, but your past recommendation was not to take all of the stones, which has been proven most fruitful. As such,
Nothing has been proven yet. It's only been a few minutes.
well, the opposite has not been proven either, Master Laneros.
Correct?
As such, everything currently indicates that your advice was not useful.
Incorrect. And with that, he just walks off.
Alright. As you walk off, you see that the archway leading out back into the crystal pathways is gone. It's collapsed.
Oh yes,
Shaggy
I
bastard.
do remember the collapse.
Yes, so we need to find some way out. I'll go and check around there to see if I see any markings, something that's left to repair, perhaps, or anything of the sort.
The dragon flew in, right?
Yep.
Elsef just has a look, if it looks in any way possible to fix it up.
Not without magic. Not at all.
Well, we have magic, so what kind of magic would be needed to that?
Well, something that would move Earth or something like that, you know.
Oh, it's just physically collapsed.
Yeah, it's physically collapsed because he when he flew across, I said it was like an ungainly flight and he smashed into the exit.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Well, Bigby's hand's pretty strong.
How long's Bigby's hand last? A minute?
Yeah, it's got a strength of 26, and it's large.
Okay. I'd say a full casting of Bigby's hand and the help of Macra would be able to clear a pathway big enough for you to escape.
Yep, then I'll cast Bigby's hand.
Right, and with Macra's help, big, strong, strapping bugbear, you all managed to clear the way out and move back into that weird spiral staircase that, as you head up, you begin heading down. It's a very bizarre...
I'm an adventurer to not fucking slog my guts out moving shit all day. Why do I always end up reversing back to this?
Physical obstacles.
Whoa, what was all that?
I think that was Curtis lagging.
Alright. After I was moaning about moving rubble.
Alright, and you guys exit back into the cave, the crystal pathway.
This place is fucking wrong shit, isn't it?
Well, shall we?
Well,
Just so you know, if you're moving back to the nymph, I'll just delete your characters here because you've got tokens on the other side of the map.
Let's do that.
And I will shift click you.
Thank you.
And if your token's missing, you just drag yourself back out again, because my bad.
Missing him. How are we?
Hi there. I'm assuming you've had a fruitful adventure. I see that you have multiple starlit stones. Did I not tell you to only take one?
Yeah, the little goblin guy tried to have something to say about it, but
Did you
not successfully.
Did you not realize that killing him has cursed you?
I didn't
I
kill
did
him.
try to warn them. They were... Well, Elsef, why don't you explain?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was not listening to anything that woman was saying.
Well, she just explained that taking more than one stone is now cursed. You or us. Would you
Well,
like
yeah.
to reconsider the outcome of your actions?
I have not noticed any curse yet, and until I know what the curse does, I would still argue that having these stones is better than not being cursed.
I agree.
What's the in and outs of this curse then?
Well, I don't know, but I know that killing Zolt, you have invoked the ire of certain deities and creatures that would see him protected.
Right. So it was the act of stealing the stones and not. Was it stealing the stones or killing him that did it?
Both, I would assume.
What, the little thing in the big neck?
Yes.
That was a precious life form to you.
Not to me, but to the others that would call him friends. Yes.
Well, this place is just shit, isn't it?
For someone who constantly attempts to give us advice, your knowledge seems to be very lacking.
Alright, just because we want to sort the curses out now, we'll start with Elzef. Elzef, can you make me a d4?
Oh, wonderful. I love curse.
And
Three.
alright, can you roll another one? Being Elvish, you get 2. Pick which one you think is worst.
Oh, I picked the
no.
one that I think is worst.
Wow, that's terrible. While cursed, whenever you cast a spell, you deal 1d8 necrotic damage to yourself.
Ow.
That's not that bad. I'm only a spellcaster.
There's a way to remove curses, surely. We'll just pay some bitch cleric to do it.
Alright, can we have Lineros?
I love the way Laneros is.
You can
being
make me-
as well.
Yeah.
I didn't kill, man. I didn't take a stone. It's still get
You can roll 2d4 and then I tell you each result and you can pick the which one you want.
He's just
Alright.
helped strangers. He's got kicked in the teeth for it.
Oh, number 1, roll a d6. Okay, so you could either have, while cursed, the target's disadvantage on charisma checks and saving throws, or
Charisma saving throws.
charisma saving throws and ability checks made with charisma, basically. Or while cursed, you have disadvantage on all attack rolls.
I'll take the first one.
Yeah, okay, so you have disadvantage on charisma saving throws and checks, ability checks. So make sure you note that down in your floor section. As it moves to Zerxel, you shrug, you don't feel cursed.
What?
He's a sneaky bastard, he is. Alright, can Macro roll a d4?
What should I name the curse?
It doesn't have a name, it's just an effect.
Charity's a bitch. That's what you call it.
Right, while cursed, your attacks and spells deal 1d8 necrotic damage to yourself. That's also Macro. And Chester, roll me a d4.
I don't roll for curses. They are 1d4.
Yes!
Yeah, come
Alright,
on.
yes. Alright, so every spell invokes a wild magic surge.
That's not a curse, that's a blessing.
That's a great curse. I'm not getting rid of that one. That is incredible. Oh my gosh, this game has just become amazing. Hang on.
you
I
just become a
I might
permanent
just,
Arlie Aiden.
I might just start casting prestidigitation there. And then.
No, I'm afraid it doesn't work for cantrips.
Or does my thing also not work for cantrips?
No, it doesn't. No.
Oh, that's wonderful. I barely ever use spells.
Shall I put it in floors? Hang on. Curse.
Oh no! Wait, let me read this. Right, so Macross gives him 1d8 damage every time he attacks. Right, but yours, the spell one, is 1d8 necrotic damage per level of the spell.
Oh, that is way worse.
Yeah, so sorry, I had to reread that because I wasn't doing a full take on that.
I still think the stones were worth it.
Right, yeah, and that's the curse. And she goes, "Wow, it seems that two of you are unaffected."
Who is unaffected?
And she points towards Spook and Xerxil.
Master
Right.
Zek, you continue to impress.
I do feel weird. Like I've got some kind of bug in my tummy.
Very well. Let's move on.
Alright, so where are you going?
Well, I think just checking that nothing untoward has happened since Troll King has been gone. And
Yeah. He does explain that since the Troll King's been dead now several dawns, it's been perfectly peaceful here. I can guide you out to the Golfius Wood if needs be.
we are going to see the Lady of Midnight.
Yes.
What route would you recommend? Is that the shortest?
Yes, you would have to head up into the Golfius Woods and head northward.
Then that's what we shall do. Thank you, Miss Storm.
If I were you, I would sneak past the lair of the creature to the north. You'll recognize him from his singing.
Yes, we heard him before. He seemed friendly, but brutish, and prone to mood swings.
As his kind are, cursed as they are.
Very well. After you.
And she leads you to the northward, and she begins sneaking, moving slower and purposeful. And then you hear the singing come back. I'm fishing for a dish, oily fat fish.
That's very bad.
Love fat fish.
Yeah, and she goes, "Shh, follow me."
Are we going to the fat fish?
She heads northward. So I'm assuming you can see her now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and she begins moving that way. And rushes across a land bridge quietly. And can I have you all to make stealth checks as you're going? As she casts something on you all, and you all get plus 10 to your stealth checks.
Nice. Ooh.
Right, so Xerxes got 28, Lanira's 29. Chester Decker with a 20. Yeah, Elzef with a 25.
And Makra with a
2.
with a mute.
Oh, and yeah, Makra gets a 28 too. And you manage to sneak past this creature that you all see fishing from one of the lakes. He looks kind of like that.
Fucking Quasimodo looking fucker.
But you manage to sneak past, and she leads you up this tunnel to the north. And when
I can see when I see that. Sorry, when I see the pictures. My precious.
she gets to this point here and stops. Says, I cannot go any further, even though it is but there, and points towards a ladder. This would be leaving
Yes.
the area of my grove.
You mentioned, thank you.
Alright.
Thank you for your assistance. Blessings to you, Miss Duskthorn. Was the Thorn Dusk? Duskthorn, right?
Yeah, she says, my name is Dee Dee.
Okay.
Alright, so as you approach this ladder built into the side of the cave wall, you see it rises up and up and up and up and up. And you begin climbing.
Mhm.
And once you reach the top, it joins with a staircase hewn into the walls. And the area is lit by phosphorus fungus just clinging to the walls. And it leads up to a balustrade that you can then hold onto, delicately carved into the cave walls, that leads up into a midnight dark forest. The forest around you, however, every tree glows a kind of slight phosphorus white, and you can see the blue light running through the veins in these trees. I'll move you over to the map, or the main world map. You are currently here. Around you, great hills kind of surround and flank you, and these hillocks are covered in what looks like pallid grass of different kind of oil blacks and whites and sickly yellows. Midnight blue roses grow in massive reefs and bushes up the crowns of these hills, and above you there is a full moon blazing down upon you, giving a kind of eerily sickly light to the forest, that you allowing you to actually pass by without, especially Chester, who doesn't have much dark sight, can actually just see perfectly fine. You see owls, hear them hooting, and you can also, in the distance, see a very large skeletal Golpheus tree rising high above the rest. Its skeletal fingers reaching out across the canopy above you. However, as you're approaching, following the pathway that's been laid before you, you hear something above you. Ooh, hello there. And as you look up, there is an owl. Very large owl perched on one of these branches looking down at you all. His head twists to an angry looking owl.
The flashback.
Yep. And he sees he's got three faces. One smiling, one with a brow furrowed, and one completely passive. And then he turns the angry furrowed brow towards you and goes, "Who trespasses on the road?" And then it switches to the passive one and says, "Who are you all doing in Lady Midnight's forest?"
What do you
Welcome!
mean, who's Luxil?
Welcome! Welcome! Welcome!
I'm gonna fireball it in the face.
Oh no!
Alright, that's it.
God's sake!
I can't help the things I've been given.
He's such a life.
I can, so I can't spell the fireball.
Okay. Ho, 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 says the happy face. You nearly set me on fire. Ruffled my feathers and called me dandy. And then he flies off.
Goodbye, Dandy.
Zerxel kind of like climbs up the tree, like shaking an angry fist at him.
Zerxel, could you please explain what that was all about? You simply asked a
You
question.
didn't know who Zerxil was.
And that's a problem
Of
because...
course it's a problem.
Why?
They don't know who I am. They have to know who I am.
I thought that was Master Decker's thing, Master Zerxel, but you are an accomplished wizard, so it does make sense.
You know, one of these days, Elsa, I'm going to teach you about subtlety and metaphor.
I want to investigate Zerxel a little bit over the next 10 minutes as we're walking, probing him with questions to see what the hell is going on. Because he was fine when I didn't know who he was, and that was like 2 days ago.
It was.
Yep.
It does seem rather out of character for dear sweet Zerxil. Actually, attacking fluffy creatures that may or may not be wanting to help us, eating innocent, defenseless insects. No, this is him.
It's really weird because now there's like two elves constantly looking at Zerxel because Elsif is still writing the book about Zerxel's benevolence.
So Zerxel, what exactly makes it so important that people know who you are?
Well, they shouldn't they?
Oh yes, let's assume that we agree on that. Explain to me why it's so important.
Because it is. They must know.
Yes, I see. I understand. You don't need to explain it to me, but I would like to hear from you in what words I should explain to someone else in case they don't know, so I can make sure that they understand why they must know.
Because they must. That's how it is. They have to know who Xerxes is.
I see. And if they don't?
Did they get the flame?
Right. Do you mind if I have a look at something? I think I see something behind your ear.
Is it a shiny?
And I'll dispel magic then, see if there's something going on.
Is there?
I have no idea. I literally can't remember what I got this from. I did get it from something, and I'm sure it was a magical effect, but I've written it in my personality trait.
What have you
I don't know
wrote?
if I can- hold on, I can output GM. This is what I have, which you gave me at some point.
I like how none of us noticed that Zexo has just been particularly.
Oh man, I remember it, but I can't remember the specific details. You got that from a wild magic surge from eating the.
Oh, it was a wild magic surge.
Eating the mushroom.
Ah, yeah, that
It
makes
was
sense.
a wild
Then.
magic surge, yeah.
Yeah.
It actually does.
Okay, so I guess the question then is, do you need me to roll a check, or does it end with a dispel magic?
With a dispel magic, however, as wild magic is want to be, can you roll a 1d10,000?
Yeah,
Because
gladly.
dispelling a wild magic surge only provokes another.
Yeah, that's alright.
Wild magic table. Alright, so let's go to the 6, 7, 4, 9.
Obviously, that was Xerxes reacts violently to anyone that doesn't recognize him.
Yeah, alright,
Oh, yeah.
so Laniros, you know a wild magic surge goes off and sinks back into Xerxes. Like, you see a puff of magic and then it layers back down on him.
Xerxes?
Yeah.
So, there was an owl just now. You remember the owl, right?
Yeah.
The owl didn't know who you were. How does that make you feel?
It's okay.
Great. I'm really happy to hear them.
No,
I am highly disappointed that you have made Master Xerxes less interesting.
Oh, I'm sure he'll figure something out.
Wait.
Alright. So you continue heading through the Golfius forest until you break free from it. Some hour later, you don't see many creatures. And just so you know, Xerxes, you whispered me, you don't get to know. Not until it happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yep. But as you're walking through the forest, you don't see much like in the way of danger. Like at one point you hear a wolf howl, but it's quite distant. And you never really see anything much larger than moths with the basic and fireflies flying around. The place has a midnight beauty to it that it's hard to put into words, hard to describe. Despite the other side of the island being filled with so much vivid, bright life, this area has a nocturnal beauty to it. And as you approach the great Golfius tree that seems to be hanging over all your heads, you see there is a great screaming face etched into its very trunk that seems to stare out across the forest. And you exit out onto what looks like a rolling purple plain towards the tree. At the base of the tree there is a large chapel, and the chapel has these kind of midnight black slats on the roof that arc downwards and then form a sort of an awning that come out, and bamboo pipes hold this up, and underneath you see there's a great table underneath this awning before the house, which has many doors leading into it. The Lady of Midnight has a more grander abode than the Lady of Dawn, and you see laid out on this table is an assortment banquet. It's just tons of food laid out. You see that there's silver platters with cooked meats and all kinds of fruits piled high in wooden bowls, sweet treats, cakes, terrace kind of like cakes as well, pastries, and right at the end, layered on a kebab stick, is crunchy spice.
Oh.
Xerxes was just kind of staring up at Laniros, with that dog face that just like the tongue kind of half hanging out, like, It's for me. It's for me. It's for me. It's for me.
Yeah.
Finally, a place of class.
Well, I believe that there's a price to pay, which you may take as long as you're willing to pay the price.
Oh yeah. He goes.
All right. So Zaxo, you move hurriedly towards the banquet table and leap up onto the seat. And as you do, one of the doors opens, revealing a woman in a midnight white, like moonlight white gown. Also almost gossamer, so you can see the outline of her curvaceous body. She has long white hair with a circlet that clips it behind her ears. At the front, the circlet depicts the stages of the moon. She has beautiful, bright blue eyes, a pleasing face, which is slightly pointed in the chin, angular cheekbones, and as she smiles, she has the perfect set of pearly white teeth. Great mother of pearl shoulder blades arch from her shoulders, and a cape, like, billows behind her. The cape itself is made of what looks like cloth of gold. And as she steps out, she's barefoot and almost seems to float, almost seems to levitate out of this building, as she then takes her seat at the head of the table. And in a gentle voice that almost seems seductive, "Everyone, eat. You must be weary. Sit. Partake at my
It's like a
table.
mouthful of kebabs, like. Okay.
Partake at my table. Laniros, it's good to see you again.
Likewise, lady.
You may always sit at my table."
I appreciate that.
And she pulls her hands together as she watches you all eat. Or I don't know if you are eating, but...
Elsef is not.
Okay,
Chester looks very skeptical as well. He's had enough of this bullshittery.
I see. Yeah, well, she just watches Xerxel eat.
You there, woman?
Yes.
Please.
My name is Lady
Please to make
Midnight.
your acquaintance. Ah, Lady Midnight, please forgive me. But it would appear that your house is full of culture, and that does please me, but I do not pay price for food when I am a guest in someone else's home.
It comes without a price.
Right you are. And he'll help himself.
Alright. You help yourself to some of the food. And she looks
Yeah.
towards Macra and says, "What about you?"
Is there anything I'm going to have to sacrifice and return? I've already made one bad deal.
No,
Twice.
not at this moment, Bugbear. You wish to partake in food? Then sit and eat.
Like a grudge in the lightning.
And she smiles. We are awaiting one more guest. But you may start, of course, without him.
I thought one hands in my lap. So
Alright, so it takes maybe 5 minutes for this guest to arrive, but he appears through a... Tippy tap tap. He appears through a portal of darkness. It seems to open up about 100 feet from the tree itself. It seems to be an archway which crisscrosses with bone at the top, and beyond it you see starlight, like you see the void beneath, and a half-orc steps through. The half-orc looks battle-worn and scarred. He has a full set of plate on him, which looks well-worn and used, albeit magical, and he doesn't have any weapon on him, but he has a large shield on his back. And he cracks his knuckles as he walks towards the table, grabs a turkey leg and begins eating it. Lady Midnight, and takes a seat. Who are your guests? And looks down towards you all.
I'm so glad we
Nice.
just spelled that thing.
Oh, what was that?
I'm so glad we just spelled that thing, otherwise we just whipped a fireball right down the end of the table.
Yeah, and he goes... She says, sorry, this is Laniros and his friends. I have heard that they are coming. I believe the bugbear is the one called Macra. The elf is Elsef. And the lizard folk, the noble lizard folk here is Zerxel. And I believe you've heard of this one? And he points towards Chester. And Chester, the orc, looks at you up and down and goes, "Yeah, I've seen him.
Hello.
An old friend of mine trained him."
What, Chester?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Alright, you are good, sir. You have me at a disadvantage. Does Chester recognise him?
You don't recognise him, but he's obviously talking about Chadnir.
Oh, right.
He sniffs, and he's just eating messily. And that's when the Lady Midnight says, "This is the avatar of the Void Eater." And he nods at you all.
See?
"Yeah, well, I haven't really come here to partake in your dinners. I've come here for the information." And she says, "In due time, we'll discuss that after dinner." And he just sits back while chewing thoughtfully on food and waiting for you all to finish, basically. And conversation can be had here if you wish.
So, the void, how does that work?
Sorry?
How does that work?
That is what?
What do you do? Is that like,
What do you mean?
what do you do?
Well, what? I can't hear you.
What's your day to day?
Spend some time with the Queen. Follow orders. Walk around the Feywild trying to gather information on the Feyfather.
Are they butting heads then?
One could say that, yeah.
Okay. Makrar goes back down to his food.
Chester, you were about to say something to him?
Yeah, so you know my intrepid master.
Yeah, he doesn't seem happy about it.
The history there, I do believe. It would be interesting to hear at some point. A little bit about his exploits.
No, I'm not a storyteller much. There was one time where his arm fell off.
Right.
Is it supposed to do that?
No, it just fell off. And then he died.
Depends which string you pluck.
I do believe he did tell me about that one, yes. Unfortunate.
I laughed at the time.
I imagine it's one of those responses where you involuntarily laugh even though you realise it's quite serious, yes?
Drugs. He just seems very uncaring, very nonchalant. So, what brings you all to the Feywild, of all places?
I'll just look around the table.
Where would you like to begin? I can start at the beginning.
No, don't. Just shorten it to one of those short stories that only lasts 10 words. I have eternity, but
Plane shift.
I don't want... Yeah, thank you. That's much better. Okay.
That was it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because you looked like you were expecting more. But
Nope, and that's good.
I can start at the beginning.
No, I have eternity, but not an eternity to be bored.
I do think the first 10 to 20 chapters of my life are quite boring, but it does pick up in the middle.
If I want to, I'll just read one of Chester's books.
I would recommend against that.
I would not. Make sure you buy it from a legitimate publisher. Every little helps.
I don't suppose you got a copy on you. I could, drop it into different realms and such for you.
Does he? Does Chester have a copy of his book?
Sure, just like one, maybe.
Yes. Here's
I signed one as well.
actually my most recent one, and he will whip it out and he'll sign it. frolics with the Fae.
Ah, well, give me a second. He vanishes in a puff of void, and then comes back seconds later and goes, I chucked it into some random city.
Excellent. All good press. Maybe I should have changed the strapline. A roll in the hay with the fairies probably got off the wrong message. Then we'll go back to the food.
Yeah, I chucked it in a city called Wardy.
Fantastic. Good sir. I do thank you for the publisher. Or the plug. It's good to see someone.
I do not think either your publisher or you will be receiving any money for this, Master Decker.
Press, Elder. Again, I'm going to teach you about the subtleties of metaphor and illusion.
No, I do understand that there is subtlety to illusion. That seems to be the entire point of an illusion.
It's going to be a difficult class, I should imagine.
When you're all finished eating, you can... the Lady Midnight says, if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know.
There is.
Okay.
We've come for some rattling rocks.
Ah. Then you would need to speak to Kratos.
Yes, I was afraid of that.
So, Lyniris, you know Kratos to be an old chieftain of the Grace folk. The Grace folk are a race of cat-like, but more, say tabaxis, but more humanoid and more muscular. They normally survive on the plains of the Fate world. They're like a plain folk. They've got like a mixture. Yeah, they've got a mixture of kind of like a raccoon tail with kind of like bulkier build, and they're well known for their hunting and their totems and their kind of that way of life. They've got a plains way of life. She says he's taken up residence where they are. Him and his pet. You know what he's like, though?
I do.
Well, no time like the present.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the lovely food.
And the Lady Midnight and this Void Eater character begin talking about, as you are leaving, the Faefather and where his port is currently placed and stuff like that. It looks like they're hushed whispering as well.
Yeah, we'll start moving away.
Okay, is there anything anyone else would like to do?
Stuff some crunchy spice kebabs in his cloak.
Yep, okay. At least 5 rations worth. Got like a giant egg on your shoulder and just some crunchy spice. It's like spears down your back.
Do you not think we should ask these creatures about the location of the Faefather?
Not particularly.
Because it seems like they know, and we are offering quite a bit of these resources to the other creature in exchange for the same information.
You are not incorrect in this assumption.
And it could be that we are getting a better deal here.
Unlikely.
Master Decker got quite a good deal with his book now tormenting other realms.
Again, unlikely. There's always a price to pay.
Meanwhile, in another realm, a noble lady is walking down the street. She's a bit rough looking for a noble, and a book lands at her feet. Leans down, picks it up, holds it up.
Bad.
That's how Adrian's character gets just as novels in our Sunday game. But you guys, you can talk to Lady Midnight if you wish about it.
Lynaris doesn't, but if they want to stay around, then...
Well, Master Lynaris, your advice has not proven useful in the past. Elsif just goes back in. I'm sorry to interrupt once more.
Oh, he leans back. Yes, how can I help you?
I could not help but overhear, because you were speaking quite loudly, to be honest, that you were talking about the Fey Father.
And your point?
We have a deal with your sister.
I know.
To get us to his location. Out of interest, I was wondering if you were offering a better deal.
Your deal with my sister also includes you leaving this island. The one that floats several hundred miles above ground.
That
I believe,
is
right?
correct, yes.
You are searching for the rock to make the potion for you to get down out of this realm.
That is also a correct assumption, yes.
You can make a deal with me if you wish. All of you can. And there's a smile that, despite the Lady Adorn's ugly appearance, she always seemed very forthright. This one seems to have a look of...
Chester, snorts into his soup. Fuck that.
No, Master Decker, we should listen to the terms first before. We don't know if this whole scary smiling is something she does because she's actually trying to trick us, or if that's just something she cannot help.
You prick, do what you want.
That might be a condition. In which case, I'm sorry that you're plagued with the whole smile thing. What are the terms of your deal?
They're right here. And she reaches into a robe and reveals a small scroll. Hands it to you.
Elsa reads the scroll.
It's in a language you don't understand.
Ah. It appears you have given me the scroll that is in a language I do not know.
Indeed.
Would you like me to read it?
Oh, yes, Master Laniris.
Is it in a language that I understand?
Nope.
Okay, then I'll ask them to give me a few minutes.
Okay.
So I'll ritually cast Comprehend Languages.
Alright, as you cast Comprehend Languages, the entire scroll fades. Like, the writing fades. It was an enchantment, so it switches between different languages depending on what you know, so you'll never understand what it says. However, it's very clear that the moment you, basically sign this, you become, she becomes your patron. A warlock patron.
Ah.
I'll explain such to Elsa.
No, the last patron I had, who commissioned the portal we are currently looking for, attempted to murder me as such. This does not seem like a good deal currently, where I am at in my life.
Just nods. Okay.
Well, this has been pleasant.
It
has been not bad.
Yeah, so furthermore, the contract basically states that you'll no longer basically take any part in the profession that you have learned up until now, and will basically take the rest of your levels in Warlock.
I'm someone with 6 charisma.
That would be the best character.
Not ideal.
No.
We've had that with Gwendeth. I think we're past this. Yeah, Elsa just hands the scroll back and leaves.
Okay.
As mentioned, unlikely.
Well, I just think making deals like this with only half of my soul here seems inconsiderate of the rest of me.
Yes.
I don't think this half of your soul would give a shit about being considerate to the other half.
If you do change your mind, any of you, I am here.
We'll keep you in mind.
Master Makra, have you not considered becoming, a spellcaster?
No, not particularly.
Yes, it does seem too much to ask. Yes.
Why change when you're so good at doing something?
Yes, you have that whole smashing thing going on. I understand that takes up a lot of your time, and
I'd say I'm pretty competent at it as well.
I have seen you smash a lot of things, Master Macra. I would not doubt your capabilities.
Thank you.
And we leave!
All right, so you guys leave towards, I'm assuming, the Rattling Rocks?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so the journey's a short one, and in the distance you begin to see edges of this island floating off away from the actual mainland itself, attached by great bridge vines that seem to keep them chained. As you approach, you see there is a floating pair of statues of bird folk with humanoid features floating beside a great vine bridge. Lanterns light the way, and on the opposite sides of this bridge, you see what looks like the evidence of like living. There's 3 huts that kind of face towards a large kind of what looks like red circle in a courtyard. Some stone ramps lead down towards the bridge itself. I'll move you over to the map. You can just take a look at how pretty it is.
Aww,
Yeah.
that is pretty.
But not as pretty as you.
Aww.
Oh,
Well.
wow.
For some reason, this reminds me of a map with annoying frogs. I don't know why.
Map with annoying.
What the frog map was way different. I did have this tempo thing in the middle, didn't I?
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm thinking of. I just remember something similar. And
We
frog.
fought frogs in World's Largest Dungeon.
Could be that.
And
Before we...
as you approach, a figure does walk out of the middle hut and hail you as you approach. He's a member of the Grace folk, as I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see his tail has more of a lion more of a tiger look to it. And as he leans out, you see he's got a very large mace made out of totemic wood, a wood that grows at the totemic falls, with a bird kind of head on the end. And he's got it on his shoulder, and he just looks across the bridge.
See, from the picture, it looks like it's holding a giant lollipop.
Yeah.
How close is
His
he?
tail, like,
If
curls
anything, it looks like a giant cricket bat.
How close is he to being Hokage?
Very close. And he goes and whistles, and from beyond one of the bridges, a large, I say large, huge ape comes jumping down from the vine, swings, lands on the roof. Whoa! And you see, and he goes, Big Owl, don't make any sudden moves unless they make sudden moves. And he walks up to the edge. He goes, you're welcome in my abode, as long as you don't touch anything, steal anything, eat anything, or hurt Big Owl.
Sex will not accept.
It seems
accepts death.
it seems stealing is redundant because to steal something we would have to touch it, and that is already against the rules.
Yeah, I guess so. What do you want?
Well, we came here to obtain stuff.
A what? A rattling rock. You want one of my rattling rocks? Well, what are you going to exchange it for? Let's trade.
Very well. What would interest you?
What you got?
Well, I have many things. It would be much faster if you told us what you're interested in.
Most things.
I have a sandwich.
What's he looks at you. What's a sandwich?
It is 2 slices of bread, and then the insides
I
can
believe.
vary.
Hold on for a moment, Chester. I believe that you might be better off describing appropriately the joys of a sandwich.
Oh my god.
2 pieces of bread, some meat, vegetables. Delicious.
I see.
I feel you were underselling it there.
Excuse me while I whip out my loot. The grain was firm, the ham was slime. The sandwich is truly and deeply sublime. And he'll prance around as he sings his little rhymey song.
Roll performance, because you know,
Bitch.
the Fey folk like their songs.
I will roll it now. I did, however, sadly minimise my character sheet.
You
I've
never
gone back to the
learn.
ways. I know. Still faster than usual though. Whoa!
Nice.
Oh!
It's the new Fey father. Becomes a prince.
Yeah. A damn singer. It's been a while since I've been listening to a troubadour.
Do you like my song, good sir?
Alright, all of you can come up, and he beckons you all up towards the plateau next to his houses.
That's how it's done, gentlemen.
Oh my god, he's called Big Al. This whole time I thought you said the owl.
No, Big Owl.
And I hadn't scrolled up, so I didn't see the giant monkey, so I thought he had an owl pet.
It was the owl that Xerxel tried to fireball. No, it's actually a big old ape. He's just watching you all warily. Alright, so...
Hello, Big Al.
Hello. Here you go. And as you walk up, you see he's got a slab of stone that makes up his table. He goes, yeah, so the first thing I want is an arm wrestle with him. And he points towards Macro.
You want to wrestle?
Yeah, an arm wrestle. You know what I mean.
I know what an arm wrestle is, but does it really?
Best out of 3.
Sounds. What do I win?
Oh, if you win, we'll move on to the next thing. We've got a song from that one. Arm wrestle from you. Then I'll discuss the rest with the others. Sit down, big boy. Give me your arm wrestle.
It seems we made you, yeah, he'll slump down into a chair and work his arm loose.
Right. The first athletics check from you. Apparently, rapturous applause for the sandwich song. Todd.
Amazing.
Right, so it's a close one. Your arm is literally giving it all. Your muscles standing out, the veins popping, and you slam it down. And you win, Macraw. 21 to your 22.
Nice.
Alright, so he goes, second.
Alright,
Oh my
go
God,
again.
I'm rolling bad. Hope you roll bad. Fuck me, yeah. Without even a second like try, he just BAM! Slam his hand down. And he goes, right, big boy, there's no need for that. Third round.
You can't come in. You can't come in this limp dicks, mate. Like you expend all your energy in the first round.
Guys, I haven't rolled above a 5. I haven't rolled above a 5. Alright, so at that point, he bends your fingers back to your point where you're like that and then slams your hand down. So it's 2 to 1.
That's a nuisance.
Alright, fuck me! I rolled below 5 again! Yeah, alright. Slam!
He does a full fucking moonsault. His fist goes through the table. His monkey looks concerned.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he stands, goes, oh, nice one. Yeah, alright. That's 2 out of 5. What about you? And he points towards Elzef.
I do not arm wrestle.
Yeah, but what can you give me?
We have discussed the sandwich matter, I thought.
No, give me it.
The sandwich.
Yeah, give me one.
Also, just opens like a little sandwich bag that has just a single sandwich in it and hands that over.
He takes it, looks at it, sniffs it, and his keen sense of smell picks up all of the kind of flavour, and he just eats it, and he goes, yeah, it's not too bad. Now, what about you, Laneros? Well, I've had entertainment, sport, food.
Well, what would you like?
That's not how this works.
It is, though. You've asked the others for something specific. I've
Well,
offered you so many things in the past. Just be specific.
you got anything to drink? I know I gave up, but it's lonely up here.
I don't. I'm traveling light as it is.
What about you? Points towards you, Zerxel.
But I could do something that you've always found entertaining.
What? Wait, he turns back towards you, Laneros. What have you got?
Well, it's probably best that we do this last because
Yeah, alright.
I know you like playing with Big Al and he doesn't let you. I could try and help you out, but you know how he gets when I do that.
He can't even arm wrestle. Look at the size of him. I beat him every time.
Yeah, but how about when you play tag, huh?
So what about this gecko?
Zerxel, not gecko.
What is Zerxel?
Zerxel, lizard folk. It's not gecko, it's different.
Ah,
Anyway, what's your type?
my type? What do you mean?
You know, your type. What you go for?
Like, you talking, like, food? Song?
No. You mean you say it gets lonely up here?
Well, definitely not the scaly type.
Yeah, but what is your type?
Just looks at you and goes, there's this dryad, right? That I met on my way up here. She was pretty good. She was good looking, yeah. Her name's Dee Dee, or
Okay.
Dee Dee Dustfawn.
And I cast Seeming on Big Al to look like Dee Dee.
He
Go fuck your monkey.
He looks up at Big Al, looks up at you and goes, that's fucking gross! And he runs at you. Zerxel and Kratos, can you make initiative rolls just to see who goes first?
Glorious.
It did seem like a suspiciously good solution, Master
Alright.
Zerxel.
Even with feral instincts, he doesn't go first. So Zerxel, you see, he brings the massive bat out and is about to strike you with it.
Can I do something as well?
You may roll initiative, if you wish.
With a +3, so just after Zerxel.
Yep, so you're on 20, right?
No, I'm on 17.03, I mean.
Oh, okay, so Zerxel, yeah, your turn first.
Look, seriously, just go fuck your monkey. Just in case he's good at it.
Doesn't seem to actually affect him.
Oh, oh, so disappointed by that.
I
So
know.
Oh yeah, it is a charm, isn't it?
Yeah, Laneros would know that the Grey Folk are very, very resistant to charm.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm up next, right?
You are.
Zerxel, brace yourself.
Zerxel looks confused.
And I'll Resilience Sphere Zerxel.
Alright, so...
Actually, I mean, I would like to do it on Kratos, but, you know, just for the lols of Giant Monkey Ball. But...
yeah.
Amazing.
Right.
No, I'll do it on Zerxel.
Alright, you do it on Zerxel. Alright. So you're enclosed in a resilience sphere, Zerxel. Is that your turn, Lineros?
Yeah.
Right, he charges forward, swings with his Grey Folk Maul, and as he goes to strike the Resilient Sphere, can you roll 8d10, Xerxil? And there's a puff of wild magic as Kratos disappears. And you see that Big Owl goes, huh? Huh? Sniffs and then begins jumping away across the vines.
Well, whatever you did, Laneiros, it looks like it worked.
That had nothing to do with it. Look, and Mekra, could you come over here for a moment? Can you just hammer the sphere? It's fine, Zuxel's gonna be okay, don't worry about it.
You'll give it. What, you want me just to hit it?
Yes.
Macro, does it swing? 19.
Crashes against it, doesn't damage it, but
Xerxil waits for Makra to disappear.
he does not. It seems the wild magic is used up.
That wasn't... I'm not sure what just happened, but that wasn't me. I just put a sphere around you so that you couldn't harm you.
Oh, thanks. I don't know what I got so angry for. He said he was lonely.
You did tell him to go and fornicate with his monkey.
Yeah, he's lonely. I made it look nice.
Believe it or not, that might not have quite done the trick to convince him, as you could tell.
Yeah, I don't know why though.
I too am surprised why it did not work.
I just like the
Sometimes
fact that there's a random DD just swinging through the trees now looking for this guy.
Yeah, Big Owl, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's DD for a while.
Well,
For the next 8 hours.
oh god, yeah, sorry, I forgot the seeming last 8 hours. Alright, so just as a little bit of notice, the wild magic surge instantly teleporting 38 miles south, which
is that even on the island?
yeah, somewhere on the Golfius Woods. If you had rolled higher than that, you could have actually teleported him into midair and he would have just fallen.
Brilliant.
But yeah.
It appears wise to just take the rocks while he is gone.
There's always a price to pay, but yes.
Alright, so you have 3 buildings, the central one being a larger pagoda-like type building. The doors are wide open because that's the door he came out of, and the fresh smell of like jasmine incense wafts out from this temple-like structure of this inside. And you see that the rafters themselves are smothered in what looks like sleeping birds. The ground itself is rather clean for the fact that it's covered in sleeping birds. The right 2 buildings seem to be, one seems to be like a sort of stable for Big Owl with like hay all around in a big circle to act as its bed. And the building on the left has what looks like these large stalactites rising up from the ground from like a cavern-like floor. And when you get near them, they seem to like rattlesnakes, threateningly, like.
Well, I think it's one of those that we need.
Alright, grab it.
Go ahead.
Look, no offense, you know, I've had nothing but shit since I've got here, and I'd rather see someone else do it.
Very well, understandable.
Do you ever make deals that, you know, are simple or on the surface?
What do you mean?
You know, trade a sandwich for a hat or something along those lines, as opposed to all of this nonsense.
What do you mean nonsense?
Well, you know, I'll give you this, but also at the same time I'm going to take half of your penis and maybe a fez.
I don't think half of Master Decker's penis would serve you well, Master Lineros, but if you require it.
Metaphor and
certainly do not.
illusion, Elzef.
What are you getting at?
My thing is this. Everything should be open, honest, contractual. Just like the play it is in glorious Longtinia.
Would you ask for a way to travel out of this place? One has been offered to you. You are required to do something in return. It's as plain as that, is it not?
Yes, I'm yet to make sure that I fully trust this deal, but of course I will go along with it until these must.
I believe perhaps you and Elsa benefit from, well, you could benefit from some logic discussions with Elsa. You mentioned that you do not understand the deal, but I think you understand it perfectly well. You simply do not trust the person you made the deal with.
That's
This is a
exactly
different
right.
topic entirely.
And I do believe that not understanding someone's cultures and ways of making trading very much in keeping with not trusting a Fey folk when you shake their hand.
Well, yes, I never advise you to trust her.
Oh, well. Chester gets frustrated and goes for a rock.
Alright, can you make an acrobatics check? It tries to slither away from you like a lubricated snake.
Ooh. Look at how quick this one's going to be. There you go. It hasn't come up, has it? There it is.
Give me a second.
As he does it,
Aww.
Chester's like, are you happy? Am I going to lose one of my firstborn children now?
It's like wobbling around in your hand, and then eventually, because of the natural one, it goes still and returns to just a gently vibrating rock.
Don't worry, I'm going to trade you for a way home and probably end up pregnant at the same time.
I would like to study you if you do.
Excellent.
But
Can we go now? This is what we need.
I must agree with Master Decker. I do not
What
like
else?
this place. I shall not build an additional portal to this place, and well, maybe if someone pays for it.
That is understandable. I visited many a place, and not all of them appealed to me equally.
Maybe a bigger portal. On second thought, building portals to this place does still appeal to me.
Is this it? Is this all we need?
Yes, we are done, Master Decker.
Just a moment, I'll find some parchment somewhere. Either my own or his, if he has any.
Yeah, he has some
And,
scrolls.
Yeah, I don't want anything like nice and ornamental though, just something to write on.
Yep.
And I'll jot down from him and say that I realize that I still owe him something, but I'll pay next time I see you. Guess I need to go.
Yeah, the ex-chief of the Grey Folk isn't exactly the most forgiving type.
I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
No. His
I just-
his exilement to this island was probably because of his rebellion against the Fae Father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, either way, I still owe him something because we were trading and I didn't give him it.
It's true. Yeah.
Next time.
Does anyone want to do anything else before leaving the rattling rocks?
No, I
So
think
I'm
I'm
just rolling around in this hamster ball.
Well, no, I think I'm good.
Alright, so you head back across the Vine Bridge and up onto the main plains, and as you do, you guys realise you're getting sleepy, you're getting tired. It's around about the time that you guys would normally settle down to camp. Would you guys like to push on?
I could rest at the Lady of Midnight's place, but I'm not sure if you all feel comfortable there.
Oh,
Could you?
Zaxel does.
We could go there.
I do trust Master Zux's judgment. It has not failed me yet.
Yeah, me as well.
Okay, so you're heading back to the Lady of Midnight?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you head back to her place and you realise that she's now on her own. The table has been cleared. There's nobody around. You've still got the kebabs on your back.
The reaction is the same.
Ah. As you approach, she nods and says, I am assuming you dealt with Kratos with diligence?
I'll just hold up my hand and point to Zerxel.
Think so.
Okay. Well,
In case he's annoyed, I do apologize. It was not my doing, but... Well, Zerxel doesn't know the ways around here, and... Kratos said he was lonely, Zerxel offered him a way to stop being lonely. This was not to Kratos' amusement. He did not take it very well, and when he attacked Zerxel, he vanished into a puff of smoke, and then Big Al went after him, looking like Dee Dee.
Ah, well, come on in. I have tea brewing. And she walks into the hut and issues you all forth. Wind chimes knocking as you walk into her large, spacious abode. It's very much like kind of the crampedness of the Lady Adorned, with all jars filled with certain things, but it's got more of a kind of lacquered wooden look to it. More tidy, less splinters, everything looks more refined here. And she even reaches into her pantry and brings out what looks like a bottle of wine, puts it on the table, says, "Help yourselves." And
What animal blood is this?
leans in. It's the blood of the berry. A very tasty berry.
I'll sip slowly.
Quite a
So
fine.
she just gives it a disgruntled look.
Yeah, it's quite a fine Eledrin wine. She sits at the end of a table on the far end, sewing. What looks like a robe of sorts. And the rest of you just can take your seats on like these wicker chairs that are just placed about the place. And there are like the interior of a hut has got like fine artworks and paintings of like certain events that have happened, and a self-portrait of her like standing above a marble white staircase with what looks like creatures worshipping her from below. There's also on the opposite side a painting of a sunrise. And her sister standing in front of the sunrise. And she just goes about her business, and the rest of you can do whatever you want.
Yes, lady, could you tell us what are you... Or tell me... I'll move it a little bit closer and speak quietly and say, what are you working on?
What am I working on?
Yes.
A tribute.
Would you care to discuss it further or not?
One of the Feyfather's sons, the one with the horns, the bigger horns.
Yes?
You know the
About
one.
him.
Gehor, I think his name is. Well, the tribute. He's getting married.
Ah, I see. I hadn't heard.
You know the way the gods love to keep it in the family.
Yes.
Can't say I approve, but it's happening. See the friend?
Actually, we need not approve of everything in life.
My friend from earlier. He wishes to use it as a distraction to perhaps strike out at the Feyfather. It's not going to work. Not without allies, anyway.
Indeed.
Anything else I can help
Well,
you with?
Would you mind if we camped outside? We need somewhere to rest.
Of course not. Camp wherever you wish. Only upstairs is forbidden. And you'll hear us say that.
Did you also hear all the other stuff?
Yeah, she didn't hide it.
Well,
You say the marriage is within the Feyfather's family. Who is the son marrying?
Well, everyone knows the Feyfather has been with Janif, the Earth Mother, for some time now. Janif has many offspring spread across the realms, across multiple realms. It is one of her distant daughters, so yes, he is marrying his half-sister.
Is that the one he... He was the one who shouted originally in the last campaign?
Yeah.
Janif.
Yeah, it was her then, yeah.
Sorry.
I shall use your table to study, if you do not mind.
Of course not.
And Elsif just plucks down a starlit stone and starts writing blueprints for what she assumes Makra would want.
As she walks past and sees you doing that, she's carrying the cloak towards one of the shelves. She says, "I'd be careful studying those, elf. They attract the attention of otherworldly creatures."
Will they have more stones for us?
He smiles. "Surely not. But the God King learnt the folly of holding one of these."
I do think Master Makra will have to deal with that once his weapon is finished.
Right, what are the options then? What can we turn these stones into?
Ask Liam.
Makra and Alzaf go into a conversation that lasts into the night. And we'll discuss this in between sessions, I guess.
You notice very well that Elsif has practically no original ideas in her currently.
Currently?
Well, she basically has no emotions and no creativity.
Before heading out to sleep, I'll sleep under the starlight, but I'll invite others as I will start casting Lehman's Tiny Hut. And if they want to use it at some point later, they'll need to be inside it when I start casting. So I'll ask them to move outside for 15 minutes, and if they will, then they can use it, and if not, then I will sleep by myself.
It looks like Xerxel's gone to sleep inside the hut on the wicker seat.
Elsif just plumps down on the table at some point.
Okay.
Alright, well, if Makra and Elsa are discussing, I'll just go and cast it and go to sleep. Put it up, not go to sleep yet. Study for 4 hours on the magical ball.
Oh wait, Elsif is an elf, so at some point she just starts meditating while looking at the stone.
Yeah, you just fall into your 4-hour trance, right?
Yeah.
You could just put your forehead on the table. just stare at the grains there.
I imagine Elsif just sits there completely still, menacingly, just staring at the stone for 4 hours.
Alright, so Xerxel goes to sleep on the seat. We got Elzef and Makra at the table, I'm assuming. And what about you, Chester?
Chester's eyeing up the off-limits area, actually.
Oh god. And she does...
Oh yes, please.
She does walk up the stairs and disappear to the off-limits area, like the forbidden upstairs. And she vanishes for several hours, Chester.
Perhaps she's... Ah.
There could be something valuable up there, Master Decker.
I consider heading, just taking a little peek, just having a little look.
Alright. Are you trying to be sneaky?
Yes, I am trying to be
Yeah,
sneaky.
so I'm asking if you want to make a stealth check.
I'm also gonna cast a spell as well. I'm gonna cast... Surprise, your friends! Go invisible.
Alright, cool.
Does that assist in my stealth check?
Not at the moment, because it's to do with sound.
Okay. Oh, bollocks.
It's alright. So you peer the door open, it doesn't creak, well-oiled hinges. And as you peer down a corridor lined with artwork, you see a door at the end that looks to be quite small, like dwarf-sized, but it's got this fine filigree artwork surrounding its lintel, and a fine red carpet. Red carpet that disappears underneath it.
That looks super. See.
It's leading into the door. There are 2 doors on the left and right, as you head down the corridor, but they look bog standard compared to the rest.
I'll tiptoe towards the door.
Alright, so which door? The small one or the one of the little ones?
The small one or one of the little ones, sorry. Which one was the one with the filigree on it?
Yeah, the smaller one.
Yeah. That's the one that catches his eyeball.
Alright, so as you get closer, you begin to notice like a change in temperature. As you are heading towards this door, it's getting colder and colder. Your breath begins to kind of like apparate in the air. It begins to turn into steam, mist, and you see that the handle has speckles of kind of that moist that you get in like on cold metal.
Very strange.
So,
yeah, he's gonna go for it, I guess. Nothing else going on.
okay, so you go to open the door then, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And as you open the door, it's not locked. You just pull the handles. Like two sides of the door pull towards you. Inside is a snowy realm of dark with a dark sky. No stars except for a half moon. There seems to be some sort of Roman-like style ornate pillar in the center. It's wide and vast, and you can see steam rising from the top of the pillar. And a marble staircase circles and leads up towards where the steam is coming from. The snowy garden surrounding this pillar is made up of what looks like the pallid trees, those kind of purples and yellow grasses poking through snow. There are banks that rise up all the way around, and you see and realise you're probably in some sort of personal demiplane.
Oh. Bit invasive. Yeah. As much as his curiosity is purely piqued, I don't think he's a sneak thief, so he'll shut the door.
As you go to shut the door, a voice calls out, "I know you're there, Chester. I can smell your perfume from a mile away."
It's always the perfume.
Yeah. Apologies. I was merely looking for a lavatory.
Come up here.
He does.
And as you walk
Okay.
up, there's the spiral staircase that leads round this pillar all the way to the top. It's like a very large broken pillar. And at the top, she sits in what looks like a mosaic bath. It looks like a Roman bathhouse. And she sits in it, completely nude.
Well, you
Just
should
looking
stay
up at
downstairs,
you.
Chester.
Join me.
I'm most modest. I haven't been to the gym in a while.
The choice is yours.
Very well. Chester joins in.
Alright, okay, if you join her, then we fade to black.
Oh no, that's not what he was going. I thought he was going to give him some kind of fake gift. He fucks off.
Wow, really? So the moment, so it's like a really awkward moment in a comedy where you're like, oh, I'm going to get this.
No,
and then-
she goes for it, and he's like, whoa. That wasn't what I wanted. Gets out. Look, you need to be more forthcoming with what you're offering. And leaves.
What if I told you that... No. It's fine. Goodbye, Chester.
Good day. Fucking promiscuous little. He goes down and out.
As you are
Look,
leaving, she does shout out, "Those are harsh words for a sister fucker."
Oh,
That does stop him there for a second. That stops him dead. He kind of doesn't necessarily do or react, and then moves on. And as he gets down to the bottom of the stairs, he just sees the people strewn about doing their own thing, like Macro and Elsef in
No, I
conversation.
feel like once that was said, Macron and Elsef were just looking at the staircase.
It was and he just kind of comes down. He's like, well, I can thoroughly say that upstairs is off limits for a good fucking reason.
Okay, there, quiet.
Oh my god.
I tell you that, but only in the fashion of bathwater, right?
Your sister, Master Decker.
Could they hear that?
No, you didn't hear that from...
Oh, that's a shame.
I was going to say, because I thought this is going to open a can.
No, it was in a demi-plane.
Oh, it wasn't the day. Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's fine then. Oh, that's a shame.
Just the secrets.
You have no secrets when it comes to the Lady of Midnight.
No.
No.
Well, he's thoroughly unnerved by the entire event and what his curiosity has ordained to him. He's going to sit down and start writing the newest book.
All right.
Don't go in there. It's going to be called.
It's like,
That's like the best book title yet. That's
yeah, it's also
Yeah.
like a proper horror story, that one.
It does.
Alright, so you all managed to get a long rest, fully rested, but, like, when you're all waking up and yawning, you realise, still midnight outside. No change.
Yeah, I did want to spend 4 hours of resting at least on studying the...
Alright, can you make me
The
four
orb.
Arcana
Yeah.
checks? Alright. Ooh, okay, so...
I guess after the third one, I just go to sleep.
Let me write down your progress, sorry.
Yeah, none, right?
Yeah, none. It's still on 0! Just unlucky. So yeah, it's frustrating. You spend several hours trying to figure this puzzle ball out, but just as you've got like a little bit of progress, just before bed, the most frustrating thing is how it just suddenly resets, and you're like, wow.
Yep. Well, what can you do?
Alright, so everyone, click the long rest button and reset your skills.
Thank fuck you.
Liam, am I right in the assumption that if we want to craft something fancy out of these stones, we probably need some more fancy ingredients, right?
Yeah, I mean, these will... I will write down, but I think they basically act as like nearly 25,000 gold pieces towards the creation of a magical item.
Oh, that's pretty
But I'll check, because currently, like, I'll be honest, I genuinely haven't written down any concrete rules for them, but that was my general idea when I was looking it up earlier and looking in the crafting rules. Because what crafting rules did I say you were allowed to use? Because I totally forgot, if I'm honest.
I thought we were doing Xanathars.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll need to reread Xanathar's then, because I wasn't sure what I'd already said.
Well, the high-level stuff will take a lot of time anyway, so unless we do, like, an extended downtime, I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
Master Macra, after spending the night meditating on this, I think my other half is required and time in my workshop.
Right, let's get your other half back then.
Yes, I do agree.
Okay, so all of you wake up. What's the plan for the day? The Lady of Midnight has not re-arrived. She's still not down.
Good.
If we're all rested, then I think we can get going.
Excellent. Yes. Let's be away from this place.
Were we given the thing to get going already? I thought she still had to do some magics.
No?
No, this is Adrian asking.
Oh, no, you need to get back to the Lady of Dawn.
This is the wrong lady.
Oh, this is the wrong lady. Fuck me.
She would, probably.
Nah.
That's a prize.
Alright.
So we go to the other lady.
Alright, so we can do... Is there any stops that you would like to do? On the way? 'Cause if not, it's a 2-day journey.
Well, don't stop in the turtle shroom edge, basically. So just head south out of the crystal pathways, past the fading blooms and back, and maybe rest around the hillocks and near the fading blooms.
Yeah. Okay. So
If everyone agrees,
yeah.
of course.
Heading back towards the Golfius Woods and into the crystal pathways. By the end of the day, and heading through the pathways, you stop in the coral throne for a quick rest, feeling refreshed in there. And as you head out onto Turtle Shroom Edge, the forest there, head out back into the Eladrin village where you all saw the Cheshire Cat, it begins to become lighter in the sky. And as you head southward towards the fading blooms and take your first day's rest, I'll need... Hey, Rocket, roll me a d12.
Coming on.
Alright. The evening goes by without a hitch. You don't even see a single creature, although you hear them. And you guys have to kind of form a canopy using your tents and stuff like that because it is blazing midday sun straight here. And it's hard to actually get a decent rest. But you manage your rest and head westward through the hills. And you guys come across the 2 ponds where you guys had originally apparated into the Feywild. As you walk past, you climb the cliff stairs into the Lady of Dawn's area where it becomes dawn. And you see the great tree looming over the canopy here. And as you approach, you guys are getting tired. It's near the end of the second day.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees you coming and she's like, as she shouts, she goes, "Ah, you're back! Welcome. Come in. Your eye is gestating nicely, Macra."
You crowy old bitch.
Excuse
We'll
me?
get back anytime soon.
No, we made a deal.
So it's a permanent basis test.
Oh yes, what did you expect?
My depth perception's piss poor, woman.
You'll get used to it.
It's definitely not a possibility. I'll get it back when I leave this place. You're not going to care what we're doing once we've left here, are you? Surely.
I would imagine. Never mind.
I remember that I've got kids now. I can trade you 2 other things in replacement for that.
She says, "Look, you've got the ingredients. I've given you the information about the God King. You're here. We can get you off this island and down into the actual Feywild below. You can then find a way back to your plane. I can even tell you of a Fey crossing. You will need
Brilliant.
permission."
Permission.
From the
I-
Fey Father. I've told you, he's locked down all of the gates.
Can we just murder the people guarding the gate instead? This Fey Father guy doesn't sound like someone who...
Not as simple
Wonder-
as, not as simple as that.
May
Why
I make
would we
a
not just
suggestion?
ask?
Sorry?
No, please go first, Anna.
Why don't we just ask to be let through? I think you're making this a bit... I don't see why murdering is the answer here, Mathai.
It's what he does.
And at specific moments that can be very useful, but at this moment it feels very counterproductive.
Well, murdering his daughter is required, so it stands to reason that he would get quite mad at us for that.
Yes.
As such, we might as well murder him too.
So,
I don't follow. Why are those 2 inescapably linked?
Well, I currently do not feel much, but logically speaking, if a normal person were to kill another person's daughter, that other person would then probably attempt to murder the daughter murderer.
Yes, fair assumption, but why take that route now if all you wish to do is return?
Well, if you are hungry and you have a different goal in mind, but you're getting past a sandwich store, then why not just buy the sandwich while you're at the sandwich store?
I don't feel like these 2 are very comparable situations.
Well, I am saying the other half of my soul is right here, so I might as well murder her. Oh no, wait, she's not actually here. I digress. She's in our realm. We do not have to murder anyone. We can, though, if Master Macro wishes.
Again, what does it achieve exactly?
Well, I could get my portal back for one thing.
And this is the only method of getting your portal back?
We could also ask. I am not opposed to asking for my portal back.
you have delivered me these ingredients, these precious artifacts. I will answer any questions you have before I take you down.
Oh, could you get us wedding invites?
What?
The God King, the Fey Father's son is getting married, and that seems to be the easiest way to get close to him.
Shit, yeah, I mean, why not?
Just to glance up at this, I am a blast at weddings.
Master Decker, we may have to disguise ourselves to get into the wedding. We have murdered the Fey Father's sons before, if you do remember.
Ah, but I am a master of disguise, if you remember.
Yes, you were quite convincing.
As a lady, it's no less.
Where's God King hiding?
I told you before. Remember, you got excited and you wanted to go. This is your way out.
Sucks to not remember. You just said he hides like a baby.
I
Or
said
hide as baby.
he was
Don't know.
hiding in the astral realm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Something
just-
ready.
His clone has yet to be reborn, and he hides. But since he noticed your presence in the Watcher, a monolith, he exited that hideout. Since then, my gaze has not come upon him. I'll be honest.
Well, it's a shame we do not have to return to the Watcher then. Others.
No, like I said last time, Master Makra was mere hundreds of feet from him.
Yeah, I think we figured out pretty much where he was before, didn't we?
Yeah, the room that you were dragged into with the mirror.
He was in that extra portal plane existence.
He was indeed.
We weren't far from it at all.
Yeah, I was,
See, I knew we should have explored the rest of that tower. I just
yeah, I
didn't
was
realise that was
at that
the
point,
tower
I
we
was
should have
like-
explored.
At that point, I was like, if Makra just opens the door in that astral realm tower, he might go, oh, this is a bit weird. But not do much else anyway. I knew you wouldn't explore it. Anyway,
Now, there was a scary woman in that astral realm.
yeah, the Shadow God.
Well, it stands to reason that we would attend the wedding as Master Laneros' entourage. So he seems to be a local figure.
Then you will all need to head to Totemic Falls.
Is
Very well.
that on the bottom or on this island?
It's on the bottom.
Let's see.
Right, you've delivered me these artifacts, so when you are ready, I will teleport you down. As per the deal.
Something ready.
Pregnant or something as well. Yes, I'm ready.
So,
I am also quite ready.
Very well.
the location? Totemic Falls? The Greyfields? Where would you like to go?
Well, if you insist on this course of action, I would go to Totemic Falls if you want, but I was actually hoping for a rather more expeditious trip to Material.
Well,
Yeah, whichever's quick.
it was stated we need permission to use the crossing. If you can figure out a different way to use the crossing, then we do not have to.
I know how to defeat. I know how to stop the crossings being blocked.
But you-
how's that?
The Fey Father's entity is stored underneath Totemic Falls. It's a creature of great power.
Right, and one would need to defeat it to unlock the pathway.
Yeah, simple.
Is it?
No.
Yeah, I thought so.
Every
But
gate
you know how?
Every gate opened into the material plane has powered this thing in there. He wishes to open 8 gates, and he's succeeded with 3 already.
I see.
She says, New Auckland, already infected. The pristine coast, turned into the Shattered Coast.
I would like to point out at this point that had I been properly told what my gate was for, it would have worked without.
Her neck extends as she is putting, like basically looking up the top shelves, making her neck look very long and snake-like, and she's begin putting the rattling rocking jars, puts the starlit stone on one of the shelves, and then she says, "Alright, let's get this over and done with."
Well, I'll leave it up to you.
Alright, is anything else anyone wants to do before leaving?
No,
Not
not
really.
around here. Let's make a move.
Well, I consider myself a hired contractor. As such, the longest-standing members of the group, Master Makra, Master Decker, and Master Zerxel, should decide whether or not we attend the wedding or slay the beast.
What's quicker?
It depends on how quickly you can kill a beast, Master Zerxel,
Don't know, pretty quick.
and how
There
long.
are certain to be ramifications as well.
Oh, what?
Problems.
What problem?
Well, someone will get angry that we killed it, and then this person is very powerful, and it stands to reason that they will send someone after us to try and retaliate. And I'm not sure if this is preferable as a course of action for you. It certainly isn't for me.
Like
What's a
the
wedding?
vampires, Master Zerxel.
A wedding is sort of what you suggested between... I don't remember the guy's name.
Kratos.
Between Kratos and Big Al. But in a more formal sense. It stops people being lonely.
Okay. Sucks to come watch that, it's okay. Don't mind.
He's going to be so disappointed.
There is food at weddings, Master Zerxel. Quite
Oh,
fancy
let's
food.
go wedding.
Oh my god.
Seems like it would get in the way, but I guess you could do it at the same time.
Amazing.
Some cultures enjoy putting the food on the body and licking it off, I believe, Master Zerxel.
I could see why they would like that.
I can recite a book on the matter to you while we travel.
Oh no.
Okay.
Alright, so the Lady of Dawn leads you out into the main garden where there is a fey circle, or a sort of mushroom circle with what looks like vines growing, forming the runes all between the mushrooms. And she goes, "Stand in there!"
Stands.
I should have asked this before, but when the deal involved teleporting us down, did you specify whether or not our feet would touch the ground after the teleport, or if we would be in the air, just
You-
further down?
You won't be in the air.
Okay, because
I'm taking you to the fey circle outside Totemic Falls, right? You want to go to this wedding?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
Here, she goes, "Alright, you two," points towards Chester. "Makra, in you get." And then, each one by one, the toadstools begin lighting up, like in like a spirally blue fashion. And then eventually the vines begin lighting up into blue light and begin passing inwards. And all of you feel a great sense of vertigo as you're flung through the the teleportation process in the Feywild, which is much worse than the material plane. It feels like someone has not kind of done on the material plane. It feels like someone's grabbed the land and dragged it to you. Here, it feels like someone's picked you up and just shot put you across the landscape. All of you feel absolutely nauseous and sick as you are flung through. The colours are like being on an acid trip. There's just all kinds of wavy kind of... You even hear what sounds like banjo music playing as you are flung through this teleportation process. And as you guys stumble, and some of you bring up some bile from your stomach, you look around you, and a great cliff spreads before you. Nestled in that cliff is at least 1,000 buildings, structures, stuck to the side of this beautiful waterfall cliff face, like barnacles, all manner of colours. A great rainbow spreads from the waterfall across the city, and as you look down, there is a bay with what look like 100 elven eledron ships docked in a great horseshoe shape across this massive metropolis, built out of crystal, ivory, abalone, and all kinds of materials. Welcome to Totemic Falls, the capital of the Feywilds. And that's where we'll end today's session.
Very
Man wants
Yeah.
to step away. Cirxil has done the shit.
Alseth immediately takes a note of that.
Oh, God.